بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Peace be upon you all. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good morning, everybody. How are you today, my dear students? Inshallah, secondary school. Today, inshallah, we are going to discuss a new lesson number 5. We are still in unit number 1, first unit, with Mega Goal 2. Student book page number 12 and 13. Workbook page number 4. And the title of reading. Yeah, you can see there 12 and 13 in your student book. Mega Goal 2. We'll start with reading. Read the passage and find all the sentences that tell you about the different means of communications. Compare that what you found with the partner. Before reading, we will listen first to the text. After the text, we will answer some questions like these in student book and in workbook. Okay, so let's go to our lesson today. Okay. Are you ready? Please open your book. Yeah. Again, please. Okay. I will check it later, inshallah, after our prayer today. So, first, you will see in your page, in your student box, this text. And the title of read the passage and find the sentences that tell you about the different means of communications. Different kind of communication. Can you give me some examples of it? I will tell you like my mobile, laptop, computers, internet, and etc. Okay, compare what you found with the pattern. So concentrate on and be careful. Give your attention, please. Listen carefully to know what kind of communications we are talking about. Now, we will listen first to the text or the passage. Are you ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Signals to email, keeping in touch. From the Stone Age to the present, people have shown a desire to send messages to one another over long distances. In
email, to email, from small signals. Signals was the meaning of signals يا شباب؟ إشارات، رموز. Okay? Email, keeping in touch. فلنبقى على اتصال. From the Stone Age, منذ العصر الحجري, to the present, حتى الآن, people have shown a desire. كل الناس لديها الرغبة في. Desire to, الرغبة في. Send messages to one another. Sending a message to one another. Okay? So we have new words here today, like Stone Age, desire. Okay, to another one over long distance. Continue.
times, according to one story, a chain of fires on mountaintops was used to relate the news of the fall of Troy to the people in Greece. In the past, native people in the Americas used smoke from fires to transmit messages. They developed a code in which certain combinations of smoke rising had special meanings. For example, 2 parallel columns of smoke indicated the successful return of a war party. The ancient Greeks established large...
Okay, this is part of our text. In ancient times, في الأوقات البعيدة والأزمنة القديمة, according to the story. According to. What's the meaning of according to يا شباب؟ According to means طبقا لي. Okay? So these words which I underline, please write the meaning in your student book. According to طبقا لي. What story? A chain of fires. A chain of fires. On mountain top. على قمم الجبال كانت هناك سلاسل من الحرائق was used to relate to the news of the fall of the Troy. People in Greece, not in our country, but there in Europe, in Greece. In the past, في الماضي, native people and the Americans used smoke from fires to transmit messages. ألسنة النيران واللهب كانت عبارة عن رسائل تستخدم كرسائل إذا ما كان هناك شخص مفقود في مكان ما فيرسل رسالة عبارة عن smoke of fires to transmit messages لكي ينقل رسالة أو رسائل إلى الآخرين بأنه في خطر. They developed the tool. قاموا بتطوير تلك الشفرة in which certain combinations of smoke rising had special meanings. كانت هناك مجموعة من ألسنة الدخان ترتفع في السماء ولها معنى أو معاني خاصة special meanings. For example, على سبيل المثال, two parallel columns of smoke indicate the successful return of war party. Okay, let's continue our listening to the text.
Of signal towers at mountaintops. At each one, a large fire was lit to transmit a signal to the next tower, and in this way, information was passed on through the land. Also, almost anything that makes a noise has been used for signaling. A kind of drum talk is still used in Central Africa today, although few who are not natives have been able to understand it. The sender uses a drum that can produce a high or low tone. Because the local dialect alternates in these tones, the sender is able to stimulate speech with the drums.
The second sections of our text today is talking about the ancient Greeks established lines of signals and towers at mountain tops. Okay? At each one في كل علامة من تلك العلامات على تلك قمم الجبال a large fire. A large fire نار كبيرة كانت توقد was lit to transmit signal. كانت تلك رمز أو علامة to the next tower, and in this way information was passed through the land. Also, almost anything that makes a noise has been used to signaling. Okay? A kind of drum. نوع معين من الطبول. Talk is still used in Central Africa today. أيضا كانت الطبول تقرع ويصدر لها أصوات تدل على أشياء معينة تحدث في ذلك الوقت وترسل رسائل إلى القبائل. Next.
In modern times, people have communicated by letter, telegraph, and telephone, but no one method has become as widespread as quickly as the use of email. The first email message took place in 1971. According to its sender, Ray Tomlinson, it was probably the following: QWERTYUIOP. What was significant about that? Nothing really. This is just the top row of keys on an English language keyboard. Tomlinson was just testing out the system and using a nonsense message. He had no concept that he was going to start a revolution in communication.
Okay, about this text, who can give me, what do you understand from it? What do you understand from it? Okay? From this text, in modern times, في الوقت الحديث, he's talking about our modern time. يلا يا شباب، مين يشارك معنا؟ إيش فهمت من هذا المقطع؟ What do you understand? Can you tell me please raise your hand? I see Nail. You want?
عادي يا أستاذ تعيدوا لأنه والله الصوت ما كان واضح.
Okay, it's not clear. Okay, now is the text in your box there. So this section, you can take a look. Okay, multiple times people have communicated by letters. Now,
حتى صوتك أستاذ ترى كذا بعيد شوية ما
أيوه
واضح مرة.
صوتك واضح ما مدري مو واضح.
so it's not clear. What about now? Okay, modern times people have communicated by letters. Now, وسائل الاتصال يا شباب بين البشر by letters. عن طريق الأحرف، الخطابات، تليجراف، التليجراف، تليفون، الجوالات. But no one method has become as widespread as quickly as the use of email. أيضا هناك وسيلة أسرع من كل ذلك وهي الإيميل الذي يصل في ثواني معدودة. The first email message took place in 1971. This is the title of the first email. أول رسالة إيميل في العام 71. And according to its sender, Ray, it was probably the following: QWERTYUIOP. هذا هو كان نص الرسالة يا شباب. What was significant about that? Nothing. Really? This is just a tool of keys from the English language keyboard. كانت تلك هي أحرف مرتبة كما هي على الكيبورد. لو لاحظنا الكيبورد اللي أمامنا يا شباب أمام جهاز الحاسوب سوف نجد نفس الأحرف في السطر الأول under the number. Significant was that nothing. He was just testing. كان فقط يختبر system النظام using nonsense message رسالة لا معنى لا. Okay, second section.
ما قاعد يطلع لنا صوت يستر يصير.
Yeah, I hear somebody talking. What's your question, please?
أنا أقول لك إنه ما قاعد يطلع صوت.
Okay, and still now also. Okay.
Figure out a way to deliver messages to mailboxes on those remote computers. He used the @ to identify messages that were headed out of the local machine to the more distant ones. That was the start of the emailing system that we still use today.
Okay, for the third or fourth section. This man was a group of scientists who were working on developing better computers. دائما يبحثون عن تطوير تلك الرسائل ووسائل الاتصال على جهاز الحاسوب. The scientists, العلماء, as this side were able to send messages to a mailbox. You know what's the name of mailbox? صندوق رسائل الوارد. On computer, on their side. Other scientists could view the messages in the mailbox. ويرى الآخرون تلك الرسائل في حينها. ولكن there were other computers on other sites where scientists were working on the same project. This man has an idea. Was the figure of the way to deliver messages to the mailboxes. On those remote computers, he used that the sign to identify messages لكي تصنف الرسائل أو يعرفها that were headed out of the local machine to more distant one. That was the start of the emailing. وكانت تلك هي بداية إرسال البريد الإلكتروني systems وتلك الأنظمة that was still used today وما زالت تستخدم حتى اليوم. The last section is
20th century, there were 263 million email boxes. In the 21st century, that figure has grown to over 2 billion, and the functions of email services in the future will become more and more diversified. And text messaging on cell phones is also increasing, so people can, in effect, be in constant touch with people who are long distances away.
Okay, the last section is talking about at first, the number of the people on email was small. بداية كانت الأعداد قليلة للغاية. But by the end of the 20th century, بنهاية القرن العشرين الماضي, there were 253 million email boxes. تخيل الرقم يا شباب. You can imagine how many people now are using these emails. In the 21st century, our century today, this figure has grown to over 2 billion, and the functions of email services in the future will become more and more diversified. سوف تنتشر بطريقة أكبر وأكبر. And text messages on the cell phones. أيضا تلك الرسائل النصية على الهواتف الجوالة is also increasing تزداد جدا, so people can use it in effect, be in the constant touch with people who are long distance away. يبقى الناس على اتصال مع بعضهم البعض مهما كانت المسافات ومهما كانت الأماكن التي يقطنونها. والفضل في ذلك يرجع إلى تلك الرسائل النصية والإيميلات الإلكترونية. Okay, now we have finished our text. We need 1, 2, 3, 4 students to read our text today. Okay, raise your hand if you wanted to read it.
هذا العرض معلق.
معتز، العرض معلق عندك؟
ايوه ثابت على الصورة.
انت حاط على كتاب النشاط يا استاذ الورك بوك؟
Really? Why didn't you tell me?
دوبا
يا الله يا الله، لن ينبينا أحد يا شباب، لن ينبينا أحد يا شباب. كل هذه القصة وكل هذا الشرح ولا أنتم تقولون العرض ما يظهر لكم؟ Okay. From smoke signals. From smoke signals. Email. Keeping in touch. Now, can you see this there?
ايوه يا استاذ الحين واضح.
الحين واضح. After 20 minutes, now you are telling me it is not clear? Okay. So, who want to read with us? Please raise your hand. Who's there? Nail Sharif, Mu'taz, and we need one more student. One more student, يا شباب. This is only the first section. Who can read it? Nail, go ahead, ya Nail. Yes, ya Nail. Go ahead. Nail? Nail cannot hear me. Okay? Yes, Mu'taz, go ahead.
In ancient times,
Yeah.
according to one story.
مايك يتقفل لسه.
To one story. Okay. Chain fire.
A chain of fires.
Okay, I cannot hear you. Maybe the internet is low there. Okay, thank you, Mu'taz. Who's also there, يا شباب? Cannot hear you.
أنا يا أستاذ.
Nail, go ahead.
وين وصل؟
The first section.
علينا النقطة هنا. In story.
Yeah, the sound is not clear.
طيب.
Okay.
According to one story, a clan of fairs of mountain tops.
Yeah.
Was used to relate the news of the fall of
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 Troy. To the people in Greece.
Troy.
Okay.
Troy to people in Greece.
Yeah.
In the past, native people in the Americans used smoke from fires to
Fire to transmit message. Okay, thank you.
transmit
Thank you so much.
message.
Okay, thanks a lot. Now let's go to the next exercise in the same page. Okay. This is a telegram, email, phones, and so on. People, complete the following sentence about the reading. The first one, people have shown a need to communicate with one another since what? Okay, I'm waiting. Now Sharif only. Who knows the answer? Please raise your hand. I will select you. Omar Said, go ahead يا عمر.
من أستاذ the Stone Age.
From the Stone Age من العصر الحجري. Well done. Thank you so much. Okay, what about the second one? شكرا لك يا عمر. When Native Americans saw two columns of smoke, what does this mean? أعمدة من الدخان يا شباب. What does this mean? Native Americans. سكان أمريكا الأصليين. Natives. What does this mean? Yeah? Again, what does this mean يا شباب?
انذار يا أستاذ
Maybe war.
Maybe war, nail. Okay. What's your answer يا عمر?
warning يا أستاذ
أنا
warning.
قلت maybe war.
Please, welcome Mr. عبد الحي. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
عبد عليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
ورحمة الله وبركاته. نورتنا مستر.
الله يكرمك. Good morning, my dear student. Good morning, my dear student.
Good morning. Good morning,
English supervisor.
Are they still sleeping?
Maybe. This is our first period today.
Okay, how many students are there today? 22?
Until now, 22. Yeah, 21.
From what?
Raising and lowering. Maybe sometimes 24, sometimes going again. According to the internet communication, maybe there is a problem.
Okay, the total number is?
23.
20?
3.
Okay. Thanks so much. Go ahead, Mr.
Okay. Okay, Shabab, after we listen to the text, now we answered only just one question. Now we have more questions. Second one is, who's there? Nobody raised his hand? Who's there? If you want to answer, please raise your hand.
عمر جاوبها خلاص.
عمر. Okay. Again, can you repeat the answer, please?
أنا قلت أستاذ إنه maybe war. إنه ممكن تكون حرب.
So, can you read the sentence, full sentence, please?
طيب. When Native Americans saw two columns of smoke, they know that columns of smoke. They know that our party was returning and that it was successful.
Successful, well done. But know or knew, they know or knew. We are talking about the past time, ancient ages, Stone Age, as we talked about. So all the verbs will be in the past, right? Take care next time. Thank you. The third question. Nair, I can see you and Nair. Okay, Nair, go ahead. Question number 3.
أقرأ السؤال الأستاذ ولا أجاوب؟
Yeah, both of them. First, read the question, please.
طيب. Although drums are used in Central
عليكم السلام يا نايل. You came late, please.
السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Okay, Nail.
Central Africa to communicate messages. Only a few known مو واضحة الكلمة أستاذ الأخير.
non-natives. Non-natives يعني what is the meaning of non-natives? Non-natives. You are native. You are Swedish native.
نيتفز يعني زي
non-natives. ها السكان ايش؟
الغير
لا
الأصليين.
غير الأصليين. What's your name?
عمر.
عمر سعيد العميري. Thank you so much. Well done يا عمر. Okay. غير الأصليين. Okay. Complete يا نايف. يا نايف.
نقول أستاذ كان understand the drum.
Can understand the drum language. We talk about, we listen to the text, the drum. Okay? It's a signal. هي علامة، إشعار، رمز. These drums are using to communicate with each other according to the law or present the order. Number 4. Thanks a lot. Who's there? Nail Omar only and Nail? We need more students. Okay, I will choose randomly. What 5 minutes remaining in our class يا شباب, so take care. أحمد فيصل أبو صير, عمر سعيد, محمد البيشي. Okay, where is عبد العزيز ثقفي? عبد العزيز, do you hear me? عبد العزيز ثقفي. جميل باتي. جميل. جميل.
موجود استاذ.
اوكي جميل. جو اهيد يا ولد. اين مشاركتك اليوم؟ Number 4.
When Tomlinson sent his first message, he wasn't thinking of
He wasn't thinking of what?
ايش؟ كيف استاذ؟
ايش؟ of ايش؟ Again? When he sent his first message, the first أول رسالة قام بإرسالها يا شباب. He wasn't thinking of. لم يكن يفكر في ايش؟ We listen to the text. We read it already.
يا استاذ لسن مرة ثانية.
Okay, جميل.
Revolution أستاذ.
نايف. Okay, let me check the answer. Starting a revolution in communication. So that man already made a revolution. What does this mean? Made a revolution. صنع أو قام بثورة في إيش؟ communication.
مجتمع.
ثورة في المجتمع. شور. ثورة في إيش يا شباب؟ communication. This word.
تواصل.
Revolution in communicate تواصل أو في الاتصالات. Thanks a lot. شكرا لك يا نايف. Okay.
Excellent.
Who's there? Excellent. أحمد فيصل أبو صير. أحمد فيصل. Okay, عمر سعيد العميري. Go ahead.
طيب.
أحمد فيصل موجود استاذ.
Okay, أحمد.
كمل أستاذ.
The next question. Go ahead.
Also email only
Also,
begin.
Please. Read it again. Read again this sentence. Also, we talked about the grammar before today.
Although.
That's right. Okay.
Although email only begin in the
Began. I told you before. All the verbs in
began
the past.
in the 1917
Yeah.
by the end of the 20 ايش؟
20th
ايش هذه
century.
استاذة TN؟
20th century.
20th century.
الأشهر.
There were
What
263 million email box.
Okay, let me check. Okay, Abdulaziz, I received your message. Let me check it. There were 263 million email box. So, and this number will increase in the future. Right? Thank you so much. Well done. Question number 6 والأخير يا شباب عندنا في درس اليوم. Who's there? عتيبي. محمد عتيبي.
أنا ماني عارف الإجابة بس أقرأ لك إياها يعني تبغى.
نايل. Okay, it's okay. Just read the question or the sentence.
Nowadays, millions of people are used to.
Okay, think it over. في اعتقادك كده يا نايل nowadays في هذه الأيام ملايين من الناس are used to we are talking about communications.
تواصل.
تواصل in English please. Can you
are used
answer?
to communication.
Used to communication or to communicate? To اتفقنا في
communicate.
الجرامر يا نايل ان to ياتي بعدها ايش؟ المصدر to communicate.
communicate.
Okay. To communicate, can you complete the sentence?
with email.
Real.
Begin in constant touch with.
Used to being in constant.
Being in constant touch with people who are long distance away.
Any people? Any people?
Any people. Yes.
To constant touch with any people? With people who are long distance away. Whatever the distance, مهما كانت المسافات بينهم. Okay? Thank you so much all. Now I will give the time to Mr. Abdul Hayy to.
Thanks so much, Mr. Abdul.
Because we have no time. Yes.
Sentence number 6, please. Sentence number 6. Nail Sharif. Nail.
هلا.
أيوة. Read number 6, please, Nail.
كاملة مع الإجابة.
Okay.
طيب. Nowadays, millions of people are used to being in constant touch with people who are long distance away.
Thank you very much. Okay. Let we use the sentence in grammar. Okay, here, used to, right?
Yeah.
Used to what?
Used to being in constant.
Used to being, okay? Okay. Used to preceded أو تسبق by what؟ نايل. إيش اللي قبل used to؟ are. So the verb to be, right?
Yeah.
So used to preceded تسبق by verb to be followed by followed by ايه؟ followed by تتبع بايه؟
being.
يعني verb plus.
ما معنى هذه الكلمه وايش النوع؟ احنا اتفقنا على ان الفيرب زي ده ان جي له اسم معين في الجرامر. ايش هو يا شباب؟
اللي هو
اسمه ايه؟
مضارع السابق.
اسمه ايه؟
الفعل زي ان جي. ها يا شباب، هل بنسميه انفينيتيف ولا بنسميه جيرا ولا بنسميه ايش؟
Let them, Mr. Abdul, let them say, let's think. Okay, here being زي ما مستر عبده قال is it verb? Is it infinitive? Is it gerund? شباب verb plus ing بنسميه ايه؟ بنسميه gerund. بنسميه ايه بقى يا نايل؟
تسمعوني يا شباب؟
بنسميه gerund. يبقى هنا used to شباب كل الفصل used to المفروض followed by infinitive. اوكي؟ ولكن هنا عشان preceded او verb to be come before it so it is followed by gerund. It is followed by ايه؟ by ايه يا نايل؟
gerund.
by followed by gerund. Okay. Sentence number 2. I want to choose محمد العتيبي فيه؟
محمد العتيبي؟
ايوه موجود استاذ.
يا عتيبي. Okay, read number 2 please عتيبي.
When Native Americans saw two columns of smoke, they knew that our party was returning and that it was successful.
Okay, the last word. Okay, the last word successful, right?
Yes, sir.
I want you to successful. Which kind of noun or verb or adjective? Which kind of word is it? يعني هي فيها
noun. لا مو فعل. noun. noun بمعنى ناجح.
A noun sure?
Sure.
ايوه يا استاذ.
طيب خليك كده لما تكون عندك confidence كده. اوكي طيب the verb from successful is the verb.
الفيرب يا شباب، الفعل ينجح. ينجح
success.
يا راجل مين اللي قال success؟
عبد الله التوب.
لا يا عبد الله، اما اقول success لو انا وقفت عند هنا كده وقلت success تبقى ايه؟
النون الأولى الفيرب.
يا ريس
يا شباب، النون الأولى الفيرب. اسم ولا فاعل؟ success.
سكس.
ها؟
سكس.